Hello, my name is Steve Crumb, and I'm the founding executive director of the GENIVI Alliance. And on behalf of the Alliance, I want to welcome you to day 2 of our virtual all-member meeting. I also want to give a shout out to our Asia-based audience that will be viewing the recorded video of this session on Thursday morning, Tokyo and Seoul time, and any others who choose to view this video on demand after it has been posted to the wiki page. I want to encourage those of you who are online with the swap card system to take advantage of the ability to connect to your colleagues online through the attendee tab at the top of your screen. This allows you to chat with colleagues and make new friends online, and that's always been a priority and a great experience of GENIVI events in the past, and we'd like to continue that through this swap card system. As we start out in the second day of programming, which I think you'll find very challenging and informative, I want to tell a brief story of a milestone that was actually reached last October during our virtual all-member meeting, and give you a vision for another milestone that we plan for the next all-member meeting in October later this year, and then we'll fill in the details of what's going on this week. As we start out, as rewinding back to October of 2020, GENIVI and W3C announced a bold initiative to connect the automotive and web industries, which we called the Common Vehicle Interface Initiative, or CVII. Based on a firm foundation of 2 specifications already delivered to the industry, the Vehicle Signal Specification, or VSS, and the Vehicle Interface Specification, VISS, the CVII envisioned a radical shift in the industry toward adopting a standard model for describing vehicle data both in vehicle and in the cloud. It also envisioned a new RPC-like web function call that provides a new standard for remote service invocation from the web. Thirdly, CVII envisioned the delivery of a standard vehicle service catalog describing functions available in a vehicle. And while not clear at the time, CVII also implied the need for development tooling, converters, and other software making up what has now become called the technology stack. And finally, CVII envisioned the need to bring many standards bodies together who were already working on vehicle data and web interfaces to align outputs and to make our standards more easily adoptable and integrated in the current and future vehicle programs. During that same all-member meeting last October, 3 OEMs stepped forward to support the initiative, and since then, many other organizations have expressed interest, and a growing number of them are engaging in recurring workshops and meetings today. You will hear from some of these organizations later on in the various program elements coming up later today. So if we fast forward back to today, what does the initiative look like? Well, I'm glad you asked, because this picture shows 4 active threads of work that CVII encompasses or works on. Some of this work is being done in the context of W3C, and some is done in the context of GENIVI. But you can see 4 work threads originally envisioned. On the far left, you see the alignment of current activities performed in other standard bodies and consortia. One more to the right, you see the advancing of the vehicle data formatting standards. One more to the right, you see the building of a vehicle service catalog. And then finally, on the right-hand side, you see a thread where technology stack elements, including supporting software, protocols, and libraries, are envisioned and created. So let me give you a bit of the roadmap of how these 4 tracks overlay the schedule for the remainder of this week. On Wednesday, later today, at 1600 CEST, CVII will hold its first technical workshop. And during that session, We will talk about industry alignment, data, and technology stack topics, which are 3 of the 4 active threads in CVII. And by the way, for the Asia audience, that a video of this workshop will be replayed at 0800 KST and JST on Thursday. On Thursday at 1430 CEST, CVII will hold its second technical workshop, where it will discuss in more detail the service catalog track and continue discussion on elements of the technology stack. That video will be replayed on Friday, Asia time at 1925. Friday at 1330 CEST, the 3rd technical workshop of CVII will occur, and during that, they will be planning for the next 6 months of the work of that particular project. So let me also be quick to emphasize that while CVII is an initiative of several organizations, one of which is GENIVI, GENIVI also has some specific activities that you should also be aware of that are very important and will make up a part of the program elements this week. These include the Cloud and Connected Services Project, or CCS, which is building a reference architecture for vehicle-to-cloud connectivity. 2 workshops are planned this week for the CCS project, one on Thursday at 1300, which will be replayed on Friday, and then the second one on Friday at 1435 CEST, where again, the planning for the next several months of work will go on. A second important project is the Android Automotive Special Interest Group, or AASIG. And this SIG is exploring 2 main threads of work, a vehicle hardware abstraction layer and an audio hardware abstraction layer. And these elements will be discussed during 2 workshops this week on Thursday and Friday at the times listed. A third important project that's going on is the In-Vehicle Payment Special Interest Group, or IVP. This activity is exploring common approaches for in-vehicle payments and in-vehicle commerce, including, among other things, EV charging as one of several primary use cases. The in-vehicle payment track starts at 1600 CEST. And an automotive security team would be our 4th element occurring this week. And the security team continues to educate on recently released security-related standards and promotes security-related dialogue and collaboration within the automotive industry. The security track starts on Thursday at 1900 CEST. So we started with the CVII launch milestone during the October AMM last year, and now you know what is happening with workshops and technical sessions through the remainder of this week. But now let me talk briefly about the future. GENIVI has been in operation for over 12 years now, and we are now well known in the industry for 2 primary things. First of all, introducing Linux and open source software into the IVI head unit, and secondly, creating and gathering a vibrant buyer and seller ecosystem around in-vehicle software. As we announced yesterday to our members, let me be the first to tell you that the organization will undergo a significant evolution during the months ahead, leading up to our fall all-member meeting in October. The organization is aligning more directly with the work of CVII I described earlier, especially in the vehicle data and service standards area. We are refining our technical mission to be more about developing and promoting common solutions for vehicle data and services, as well as vehicle-to-cloud connectivity. This means we will likely step away from IVI, though we will continue to have a strong expertise there, as well as in open software. And yes, to do this correctly, to step away from IVI, we even will likely step away from the GENIVI name, as after all, IVI is clearly prevalent in that name. So these are exciting months ahead as the organization evolves into a new and sustainable organization with a new scope, a new value proposition, new member benefit program, and most importantly, a new set of deliverables that positively impact the automotive industry, as well as adjacent industries benefiting from standard vehicle data and standard service models. So stay tuned, as we have an important milestone identified for our fall all-member meeting in October. We will introduce a new organization along with an initial set of deliverables to the industry. And we will welcome those of you already bought into the value of vehicle data and vehicle service standards to join us and to help us shape this new organization to deliver valuable outputs that benefit your company. So that's the story. Only 6 months ago, we launched CVII. Today, we have 4 active threads of work for you to engage in throughout this week and in coming months. And we have a bright future ahead, and welcome your involvement in shaping this new organization to be revealed later this year. I want to thank you again for attending the GENIVI all-member meeting today. We have a great set of program elements lined up for you to enjoy later today. And so with this, I'm going to close my talk, and we're going to take about a 1-minute transition to our new speaker, whom I will introduce in just a short period.